Then we've been on that topic for quite a while. AEW All Out. You guys are. I don't watch All Out, but I did see a couple of the spots that I'm convinced that Tony Khan designs these spots just to piss me off and make me not watch. Where I saw, tell me if I'm correct here, Swerve gets power bombed on a cinder block.
Oh yeah.
Yep.
No, not a power bomb. He got I think was it a J driller?
Oh no, it was the vertebraker.
There we go.
He got the vertebraker on the cinder block.
Yes.
And was it a real cinder block? Because it looked pretty real.
Yeah. No, that bitch was real.
That was not real. It's the one that break you.
Did you see the? You didn't see the marks?
Yeah.
Did you see the marks on his back after he hit it?
He's crazy to do that on a real
There's
one.
no way that was a fake cinder block, Alex. Like it would have crumbled.
Yeah, no, it was not fake. That was a real cinder block. His back was all scratched to hell afterwards.
And he bounced off of that motherfucker.
He slid off of it.
Yeah.
That's what fucked his back up.
There was also a even more ridiculous spot where they stuck a needle in his face.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
That was a real
hitting that GCW spot.
Yeah, he's done that before, ladies and gentlemen.
Who's booking the show? Jigsaw?
I don't know.
Go ahead, Joe.
Joe, get some water, sir.
It was unsanctioned, first off, and they needed to push the envelope a little bit.
Yes. Okay.
He pulled Swerve's grill out first.
In other words, Joe, they're desperate for viewers, so they're doing anything like Jackass.
Well, it was an unsanctioned match. They had to push it a little further than they normal.
And to give context, Chris, the week before, Swerve just bought a house, his childhood home, supposedly, and then that same night, Hangman was at his childhood house and burnt his house down.
Right, I saw.
While cutting a promo. And then sitting there while it was burning behind him.
So
got you.
I'm sorry, but
and they're the same ones that where Swerve went into his house and was playing with his son's drawings and all that shit. Okay.
Yeah.
And left his shirt in there and said, "I want your son to remember me when I'm done with you."
To give them some sort of a defense, Tony Khan did grow up in the 80s and 90s, and blood feuds, as I like to call them, were known that way. You go to someone's house, you attack them, and you go back and forth. So when you have a match, and you throw it all out at the line, and this is the last match you ever guys have it together, and it's supposed to be a classic.
And Hangman won the first. This is his first win, also. Hangman.
Good for him. But the fact that I got mad at is that you didn't need a needle in the guy's mouth. Cinder block part, sure. You want to get all graphic and shit, fine. But there's passing the line, and Chris is right. There's Tony Khan not coming in and saying, "Why the fuck are you putting a needle in his mouth?" Well, it's the big finish to a match. No.
You're right. Where is Tony Khan to go? Like, wait, is that a real fucking cinder block?
Yeah.
What are you guys doing? No, get that out of here. What are you doing?
Not only that, the fucking chair shot while he had the needle in his mouth that knocked him out. Did you see how hard he hit him with that chair in the face?
Yep.
Dude, he broke the chair.
Again, though, Hakuin on each other. All the Hakuin is doing on each other.
And this is the thing, though, because I'd love to like do the same thing and go like, oh, Tony Khan's a piece of shit because he doesn't care. He wants his wrestlers to die as long as it brings in viewers. I don't even think it's that. I think he's just stupid. And he actually thinks this is going to work and this is going to bring in views, and he actually likes what he's seeing.
I don't know. And then the match before it, when the BCC turned on Bryan Danielson and fucking Moxley was smothering him with a fucking plastic bag.
A bag over his head.
Yeah, he was smothering him with a plastic bag.
Yeah.
Why? For what, though?
And he was getting smothered. Bro, his veins were popping out of his fucking arms. Like he was losing oxygen. Like he was fighting to stay alive.
Like it was legit. Yeah.
Yes.
So they did a snuff film.
You could put a fucking hole in the bag somewhere.
Yeah.
There was no hole in that bag, bro. I watched that shit live, and it was like you could see the bag moving in and out as he breathed.
But you didn't even have to do that. You could have used the chain.
Terrible.
You could use anything but a bag. You could have used the chain. You could use anything.
They did that in the last match. So like we
you could use the
ante.
Statlander and Willow was another one. They used she used the goddamn chain in Willow's mouth and fucking put her in an STF and was yanking back on the chain in her mouth.
Oh,
okay,
Jesus
Joe, can you say me the timestamp to that match, please? I wanted to review it, please. Thank you.
Statlander and Willow.
Yes, please.
Alex, I think you hit on what the problem is because you went, oh no, they did that in the last match. I think it's like they've just thrown so much shit at us. They have nothing else to do except for, hey, let's go out there and I have a 9mm. I could shoot you with that. In the leg. Just let me shoot you in the leg. It won't.
Hey, you hear about the next pay-per-view they having? They having what they gonna do is they gonna tie each other wrists to each other and give them knives.
Yeah. And no, that's just ridiculous.
And do what?
They gonna tie their wrists together and then they gonna give them knives and see whoever cut each other first.
Oh yeah.
We're gonna do we're gonna do razor blades on a chain match.
A throat split match. The winner is the first person to slit the opponent's throat.
Another thing that was very dangerous. It was very dangerous. It was Ospreay and Pac. Yeah. Great spots. I'm not gonna lie, the match was amazing. But some of the spots they did were very risky. Doing a poison rana on a ring apron is very dangerous. Yeah. There's not a lot of space to perform as poison rana. Pac is very good at it, and Will Ospreay is very good at landing it. But still, it's very, very dangerous. Another thing is Pac German suplexed him into the fucking ring apron.
Oh, I hate when they do that too. And
another one was when Danny Garcia power drive MJF off the rope.
Off the second rope, yeah.
Yeah.
The Brett rope. Yeah.
Yep. He jumped off that second rope with a power driver.
This stuff, like, some of these spots wouldn't be so bad if you didn't see 40 other fucking spots before it. Like, it just oversaturated so much that you don't even know, like, you go watch the show, I'm like, I don't even know what's going to go viral tomorrow. There's like 20 different things that could.
Every week.
But in that, it's like, who gives a fuck at the end of it?
MJF like and Garcia. MJF and Garcia wasn't too terrible. That started the show. The spot, the power driver spot was after the match.
Yeah.
Okay. And they were just, I think they were just writing MJF off for a little bit. I think they're going to write him off for a little while.
Good. They might have a break. But
yeah, I think he's going on break.
How about a good old-fashioned knee injury?
Yeah. Oh, sorry, yeah, that's true.
A worked knee injury.
But I want
to work a neck injury.
I want to say this about AEW and WWE because I actually have the correlation of this. And Joe makes up a good point. AEW right now at a point has great storylines, but they do too fucking much. They do way too fucking much, and they're just scattered-brained on divisions right now. They have way too many people inside a fucking firehouse and 25 people, 15 beds. No.
It's because they book their shows like a fucking GCW backyard wrestling event. Like
not all the time. Not all the time.
It's almost all indie wrestling, like that indie wrestling style. And I think it just doesn't connect with the masses. Like most people.
Nephew.
Shout outs to the nephew there. I think it's that is just, it's niche wrestling and they're trying to make it mainstream and it's just not going to catch on because there's a reason why it's indie.
Well, they announced that they're about to finish signing the new deal, and I believe it's going to include Max. I believe they're going to have streaming on Max. And if that's the case,
it makes sense. Netflix on WWE, Max on AEW.
Because they own Discover. It's the Warner Brothers Discovery, which is, they're all part of the same thing.
Yes.
I'll be honest. I don't believe anything as far like until I see it. I don't believe anything with that company. Like because I don't know what is hype and what's not. What's Tony Khan just being a coke addict.
Mhm.
It's what's
Well,
coke speak and what's regular. Like what's
here's
real.
the real thing. The real thing that you need to think about, Crishaun. Warner Bros. Discovery lost the NBA.
Mm-hmm.
So they have a huge hole to fill. You know what I mean? With content,
yeah, but
wrestling will fill that hole.
AEW is not that though.
It's a sport that they can use to fill the hole.
For now, I said,
and
now,
it's cheaper. It's also a cheaper alternative.
You're really downplaying the NBA. Like, and it's they need something huge to replace that. And now, if they're gonna try to like kind of go with AEW on their programming, like maybe WWE replacing the NBA might work, but that's even a maybe a big maybe. You know what I mean?
That's a huge stretch. Wrestling in general replacing NBA. NBA is huge. NBA is like the NFL.
Yeah,
I don't even watch, and there's lingerie NBA, by the way, and I don't even watch it because it fucking sucks. Beautiful body.
Yeah,
it's watered down.
You're not watching for the plays.
No, of course I'm gonna watch for the fucking plays.
Yeah, but you don't.
I watched lingerie fucking wrestling in the 90s.
The NBA.
Or just why not just that's. You're right. That is so 90s because it's like now I could just look up any, fucking famous woman in lingerie and you'll find it. Like it's not that. It's like female mud wrestling. It's like,
NXT is all asses, by the way, Crishaun. Someone